I stared at the clock glowing on the wall, the numbers dragging across the dark room like they were mocking me. It was almost 4 in the morning, and I was still sitting on the couch, trying to pretend everything was normal. I kept whispering to myself, she's fine. She'll be home soon. But even I didn't believe it anymore. I felt my chest tightening with every minute that passed. When the front door finally clicked open, I stood up so fast my legs almost gave out. Lena. My voice cracked more than I wanted it to. She stepped in like the night belonged to her, tossing her bag on the floor without looking at me. What? She said, sounding annoyed, like I was the one doing something wrong. I was worried, I said. It's almost dawn. I just want to know where you were. She rolled her eyes. Don't start. I'm not starting anything. I'm just asking. My hands were cold, and I shoved them into my pockets so she wouldn't see them shake. You didn't text. You didn't call. So. She walked past me, smelling like a perfume I didn't recognize. I don't need to explain every second of my life to you. I didn't say you had to, I whispered. I needed to know you were okay. Lena spun around so fast I stepped back. I was out. That's it. Stop acting like some clingy detective. I didn't say you couldn't go out, I said softly. But disappearing until morning? I'm your husband, Lena. I'm allowed to worry. That's when it happened. Her hand flew up and cracked across my cheek before I even understood she was moving. The sound echoed in the living room. My face stung, but the shock hurt more. Don't talk to me like I belong to you, she shouted. I touched my cheek, my fingers trembling. I didn't. I wasn't. She grabbed her bag again like she wanted to throw it. You always act like you're so calm, Ethan, but you're just controlling. Always watching me. I'm not watching you, I said. My voice was thin. I'm trying to hold us together. Something feels wrong, and I'm scared to admit it. There's nothing wrong, she snapped. You're just insecure. I swallowed hard, trying to keep my voice steady. Then tell me where you were. Out, she repeated. End of story. I felt something inside me twist. With who? She glared at me. Does it matter? Yes, I said. It matters to me. Lena sighed like she was exhausted. Ethan, I'm tired. I don't want to fight. Just drop it. But you were gone all night, I whispered. I sat here waiting. I thought something happened. Nothing happened, she said. Go to bed. I couldn't, I said. I kept thinking about you. I kept wondering if someone hurt you. No one hurt me, she said sharply. You're the one hurting me with all these questions. I'm hurting you? My voice cracked again. Lena, you slapped me for asking where you were. She looked away. Whatever. My chest felt like it was collapsing. I wanted to reach out to her, to hold her, to figure out why she suddenly hated me. But she walked past me and headed toward the bedroom. I followed her slowly because I didn't know what else to do. Lena, I said, standing in the doorway. I love you. I just want honesty. I can handle the truth. I can't handle silence. She didn't turn around. Just leave me alone tonight. I didn't know what to say anymore. I backed away, letting her close the door. I felt like a stranger in my own house. I walked back to the living room and sat on the couch again, staring at my hands. They were still shaking. I tried to breathe slowly, but every breath felt heavy. What's happening to us? I whispered to the empty room. What did I do wrong? My phone buzzed on the table, and I glanced at it, praying it was her reaching out. But it wasn't. It was nothing important. I leaned back, closing my eyes, trying not to cry. That's when I heard the faint vibration from Lena's bag on the floor. I looked toward the bedroom. She was still inside, the shower running now. I shouldn't have moved. I shouldn't have cared. But I did. I needed answers. Just one small answer to make sense of the night. I reached for her phone, hesitating as my fingers brushed the screen. Please, I whispered. Just tell me something. The screen lit up. A name glowed bright. Ryan Brooks. Her ex. My heart dropped so fast it felt like I was falling through the floor. I stared at the name until my vision blurred. Ryan, I whispered. Why would he text you at this hour? The shower kept running, loud and steady, like it was trying to drown out my thoughts. I set the phone down, but my hands wouldn't stop shaking. When she came out of the shower, wrapped in a towel, I forced myself to speak. Someone texted you, I said. Your phone lit up. She paused. So, it was Ryan, I said quietly. Her eyes tightened for a second, but I saw it. And, she said. I didn't know you two talked, I whispered. Why would he text you at 4 in the morning? Because he can, she snapped. It's none of your business. It is my business, I said. You're my wife. She shook her head. I'm done with this conversation. Lena, please, I said. Talk to me. Tell me what's going on. I can feel something is wrong. I'm not slipping, she said. You're just holding too tight. I'm not holding, I whispered. I'm begging. She looked at me with cold eyes I didn't recognize. Maybe that's the problem. She walked past me again, leaving me standing there with the weight of her words closing in on me. I lay awake staring at the ceiling, feeling my chest tighten like someone was sitting on it. I kept telling myself to stop thinking, to stop imagining the worst, but my mind wouldn't slow down. I could still hear Lena's voice from earlier, sharp and cold, echoing in my head. I tried to breathe slowly, but the air felt heavy in my throat. When she finally got into the shower, her phone buzzed on the counter. I froze. I told myself, don't look. Don't be that guy. But my hands were already moving. I whispered, please, let it be something normal. My fingers shook as I picked up the phone. The screen showed Ryan's name again. I swallowed hard. Why are you texting her now? I tapped the message before I could stop myself. Last night felt right. I miss you. The words hit me like a punch. My legs gave out, and I sat on the cold bathroom floor. No, 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 I whispered. My vision blurred. I felt like the room tilted, like I couldn't breathe. Why Lena? Why him? I read the earlier messages, even though they hurt. Flirting. Late-night plans. Her laughing in text. I needed this, she wrote to him. You make me feel alive again. I pressed a hand to my mouth to stop myself from making a sound. The shower stopped. Panic shot through me. I put the phone back exactly where it was and backed away like it burned me. I stepped into the hallway just as she opened the door. She looked surprised. Why are you standing there? I tried to speak, but my voice cracked. Lena, we need to talk. About what now? She said, annoyed. About Ryan, I whispered. Her eyes narrowed. What about him? I saw the messages, I said. He texted you again. I read it. She stared at me like I'd betrayed her. You went through my phone? I didn't mean to, I said. It buzzed Anne. You're unbelievable, she snapped. Do you know how insane you sound? Insane. I stepped back. Lena, he said last night felt right. He said he misses you. She crossed her arms. So what? He's emotional. We caught up. It didn't mean anything. Caught up. My voice trembled. Are you hearing yourself? She scoffed. You're just insecure. That's why you read my messages. Insecure. I whispered. Lena, you stayed out all night. With him. I told you nothing happened, she snapped. You expect me to believe that? Yes, she said. Because I said so. I felt my anger break through the fear. Lena, you flirted with him. You told him he made you feel alive. He does, she said sharply, then froze like she didn't mean to say it out loud. My heart cracked. Wow, I whispered. Okay. She ran a hand through her hair. Ethan, stop being dramatic. Ryan and I are just friends. Friends don't say last night felt right, I said. You're twisting it, she said. You're always twisting things. I'm repeating what he said. She threw her hands up. Whatever. I'm done with this conversation. Lena, please, I said. Tell me the truth. You can't handle the truth, she said coldly. All you do is cling and complain. I felt my throat close. I'm trying to save us. Maybe we don't need saving, she said. Maybe you're the problem. The words stabbed deeper than anything else. You think I'm the problem? I whispered. I don't think it, she said. I know it. She stormed past me, grabbed her keys, and headed for the door. Where are you going? I asked. Away from this, she said. Away from you. The door slammed so hard the walls shook. I stood there shaking, trying to steady my breathing. What did I do? I whispered. How did we get here? I walked to the living room and sat on the cold floor. My chest felt carved open. I grabbed my phone and stared at the screen for a long time before finally dialing the only person I trusted. Michael picked up on the second ring. Ethan, it's 4 a.m. What's going on? I swallowed hard. Mike, I think Lena's cheating. What? He said, instantly awake. Tell me what happened. I felt tears prick my eyes. I saw messages. From Ryan. They talked about last night. About missing each other. Michael cursed under his breath. Ethan, I'm so sorry. I don't know what to do, I whispered. She slapped me earlier for asking where she was. What? Michael said. She hit you. Yeah, I said. And she said I'm the problem. You're not the problem, he said firmly. She's hiding something. And she's trying to make you feel guilty so you don't look deeper. I pressed my hand to my forehead. I don't want to believe she'd cheat. Man, Michael said softly, I love you, but it sounds like she already has. I clenched my jaw. I can't accept that. Not yet. You don't have to, he said. But don't let her twist things. I've seen this before. People lie when they're guilty. I closed my eyes. I just want her to love me again. You didn't lose her, he said. She walked away. I let out a broken breath. What do I do? Come over tomorrow, he said. We'll talk. You're not alone in this, okay? Okay, I whispered. Thanks, Mike. Anytime, he said. You deserve better than this. When we hung up, the silence in the apartment felt heavier than ever. I stared at the doorway where Lena had stood minutes ago, still hearing her voice telling me I was the problem. I felt something inside me break, something I wasn't sure I could fix. I sat there whispering to myself, trying to calm the shaking in my hands. I just want the truth, I said into the room. Why won't she talk to me? The silence didn't answer. It made the fear settle in me. I sat on the edge of the bed staring at the wall, trying to convince myself that Lena's latest excuse made sense, but it didn't. I'm staying with Sarah tonight. She'd said like it was the most normal thing in the world. Sarah Miller. I barely knew her, but something in Lena's voice had sounded rehearsed. My stomach twisted as I picked up my phone. I whispered, "Please don't let this be a lie," before dialing Sarah's number. She answered on the third ring. "Hello, Sarah. It's Ethan. Ethan Cole." "Oh, hi. Is everything okay?" I hesitated. "I just wanted to ask, is Lena with you tonight?" Sarah paused. "With me? No. I haven't seen her in months." My heart dropped. "Months?" "Yeah," she said. "Is something wrong?" I forced my voice steady. "No, I just misunderstood." "Thanks, Sarah." "No problem," she said softly. "I hope everything's all right." I hung up and stared at the phone like it could explain something. "She lied," I whispered. Again. My hands shook as I grabbed my keys. I didn't know where I was going, but my gut did. Ryan. I drove through the quiet streets, gripping the wheel so tightly my knuckles hurt. "Don't be there," I said under my breath. "Please don't be there." But when I turned onto Ryan's street, my chest caved in. Lena's car sat parked in front of his building. My breath caught. No, not again. I pulled over across the street and turned off the engine, letting the silence crush me. I leaned on the wheel. "Why are you doing this to me?" Minutes turned into an hour, then another. Midnight came and went. I stayed, because some part of me needed the truth to slap me harder than she ever had. My thoughts spiraled in circles. Maybe she's just talking to him, I whispered. Maybe nothing happened. But the longer I sat there, the more the lies peeled back. At 5:47 a.m., the front door of the apartment building opened. I sat up fast, my heart pounding so loudly I could hear it in my ears. "Please, please don't let it be her," I whispered, though I already knew. Lena stepped out. She wasn't wearing the clothes she had left in. She wore a gray hoodie, Ryan's. I had seen him wearing it years ago when we ran into him somewhere. She pulled the hood tighter around her face as she walked to her car. She looked tired, messy, and comfortable, too comfortable. My hands covered my mouth. My heart split. "It's real," I whispered. She chose him. I sank back against the seat, watching her unlock her car. Every piece of denial inside me died. I didn't get out. I didn't shout her name. I didn't pound on her window. I just watched the woman I loved climb inside her car without a clue that I had seen everything. Tears blurred the windshield. I wiped them away, my fingers trembling. "I'm the only one trying," I said. "I'm the only one fighting for us." My voice cracked. "And she's fighting to be with him." I waited until her car drove away before starting mine. I didn't follow her. I didn't want to see where else she was lying about. I drove to Michael's place instead, feeling like I was moving through fog. When he opened the door, he looked shocked. "Ethan, what happened? You look." "She wasn't at Sarah's," I said, stepping inside. "She was at his place." Michael's expression hardened. "Ryan." I nodded. "I saw her. She walked out wearing his hoodie." My voice broke. "His hoodie, Mike." He let out a slow breath. "Man, I'm so sorry." I sat on his couch and leaned forward, burying my face in my hands. "I don't get it. I don't understand what I did. I thought we were okay. I thought we were building something." "You were," Michael said. "She wasn't." Those words cut deeper than I expected. "I just wanted her to be honest," I whispered. "I could have handled anything but this." Michael sat beside me. You don't deserve this. You don't deserve lies. I know, I said, but my voice didn't sound like mine. I just feel stupid. Like everyone saw this coming except me. You trusted her, he said. That's not stupid. I leaned back, staring at the ceiling. I can't go back home. Then stay here, Michael said. As long as you need. I nodded. I'll grab a few things first. I don't want to see her when she comes back. Michael placed a hand on my shoulder. You're not alone. His words made my chest tighten. I feel alone. I know, he said. But you're not. I closed my eyes and let the silence settle. My thoughts kept replaying the image of her stepping out of Ryan's building. The hoodie. Her tired eyes. Her comfort. Her betrayal. I realized something, I said softly. What? I'm the only one who cared enough to fight for the marriage, I whispered. She stopped fighting a long time ago. Michael nodded. Then maybe it's time you stop fighting too. I didn't answer. I wasn't ready. But deep down, I knew he was right. The moment I saw her walk out of that building, everything changed. Something inside me broke, and I wasn't sure it could be fixed. I stood slowly. I should pack before she gets home. Do you want me to come with you? Michael asked. I shook my head. No. I need to do this alone. He hesitated but nodded. Call me if you need anything. I will, I said. I walked out into the early morning air, feeling hollow. The sky was turning pale, but it didn't feel like a new day. It felt like something ending. And as I drove back toward the house that didn't feel like mine anymore, I whispered the truth I had been avoiding for too long. I was the only one trying to save us. I was sitting on Michael's couch trying to steady my breathing when the pounding on the door made both of us jump. Michael looked at me. That's her, isn't it? I nodded. My stomach twisted as he opened the door. Lena stormed inside. How dare you, she shouted. Her voice hit me harder than her slap ever did. You followed me? You spied on me. I stood slowly. I didn't follow you. I happened to see. Don't lie to me, she snapped. You watched me like some creep. I was hurting, I said quietly. I needed answers. You had no right, she said. No right to check up on me. Michael stepped forward. He had every right. You disappeared. You lied. Lena glared at him. Stay out of this. This is between me and my husband. I swallowed. Am I still your husband, Lena? Don't start with drama, she said. You're blowing everything out of proportion. I shook my head. Did you sleep at Ryan's place? She froze. Her mouth opened and closed before she forced a scoff. No. I fell asleep on the couch. Nothing happened. You were wearing his hoodie, I said. Why? He offered it, she snapped. What? Am I not allowed to wear a hoodie now? It wasn't about the hoodie, I said. It was about the lie. You told me you were at Sarah's. She crossed her arms. Because I knew you'd overreact. I'm not overreacting, I said. I'm reacting to being betrayed. Nothing happened, she yelled. You're making me the villain because you're insecure. Insecure. I whispered. Lena, you spent the night at your ex's place. How am I supposed to feel? She pointed a shaking finger at me. You're supposed to trust me. I did. And you broke it. She threw her hands up. This is unbelievable. I can't even talk to someone without you accusing me. Michael stepped forward again. Talking isn't the issue. Lying is. Lena spun toward him. Shut up. This isn't your relationship. It stopped being a relationship when you walked out on him, Michael said. She glared at him like she wanted to tear him apart. You're poisoning him. You always have. I shook my head. No. He's the only one being honest with me. You think he cares about your marriage? She said. He wants you to leave me. He wants me to stop hurting, I said. She scoffed. Please. You're not hurting. You're obsessed. Those words stabbed me. Obsessed? I begged you to talk to me. I asked where you were. That's not obsession. You checked my phone, she said. After you slapped me. After you lied. After everything felt wrong. She waved her hand. That slap was nothing. It wasn't nothing, I said. It told me how little I matter to you. She rolled her eyes. You're being dramatic again. I felt something inside me shift. Something cold. Lena, did you cheat? She went silent. Then she forced a laugh. No. But you clearly want me to be the bad guy. Michael muttered. You're doing a pretty good job yourself. Lena spun on him again. I swear if you don't shut up. Stop yelling at him, I said. He didn't lie to me. You did. She grabbed her hair in frustration. I can't do this. I need space. You've had space, I said. You took space last night. You took space all week. You've been taking space for months. Fine, she snapped. Then I'm taking more. She headed for the door. I stepped forward. Lena, wait. She didn't. She slammed the door behind her, shaking the walls. Michael exhaled slowly. Man, I'm sorry. I sank onto the couch. She didn't deny it, Mike. She lied again, he said. That tells you everything. I felt my chest grow heavy, like something inside me was sinking. I don't recognize her anymore. You've been trying, he said. She hasn't. I rubbed my face with both hands. I keep thinking she'll realize what she's doing, that she'll fight for us. Michael shook his head. She already made her choice. I stared at the floor. My wife betrayed me, I whispered. And she didn't even feel sorry. Michael sat beside me. What are you going to do? I took a long breath. I'm done waiting for her to care. I'm done begging. He nodded. So what's next? I need to prepare, I said quietly. For whatever comes. For leaving if I have to. I'll help you, he said. Whatever you need. I nodded again, feeling the weight settle deeper. I just never thought I'd say that. That I'd be planning a life without her. Sometimes the person you love stops being the person you need, Michael said. I swallowed hard. Yeah. I stood slowly. I'm going to start packing a few things tomorrow. You sure? He asked. No, I said. But I have to start somewhere. Michael placed a hand on my shoulder. You're doing the right thing. I wished I believed him. I walked to the window and stared out at the street where Lena had just driven away. She didn't even look back, I said quietly. Not even once. Then you shouldn't either, Michael said. I stayed by the window, gripping the sill as if it could hold me together. I don't know how to stop loving her, I said. You don't have to stop today, Michael replied. But you do have to stop letting her hurt you. I let out a breath. It feels like I'm waking up from something. Like I've been pretending everything was fine. You were trying to save something she already walked away from, he said. I nodded. I guess this is my breaking point. Michael sighed. Then let it break, Ethan. Let it break so you can finally heal. I sat alone in Michael's guest room the next morning, staring at the sunlight leaking through the blinds. It felt strange waking up without Lena beside me. Strange, but also lighter somehow. I dragged myself to work, hoping routine would distract me. It didn't. My mind kept replaying her shouting, her lies, her cold eyes. At my desk, Emily from HR walked by and frowned. Ethan, are you okay? I forced a smile. Yeah, just tired. You look more than tired, she said, stepping closer. You've lost weight. I sighed. Rough week. She hesitated. Do you want to talk about it? Not really, I said, but my voice cracked. Emily pulled up a chair. Then just sit with me for a minute. I exhaled slowly. Lena and I were not doing well. She nodded gently. I figured. You've looked sad for a while. I'm trying, I said. But she doesn't care. Emily didn't judge. Sometimes trying isn't enough if the other person isn't trying with you. I looked at her. Why does everyone else see it before I do? Because love blinds us, she said softly. But pain wakes us up. I leaned back. I think I'm waking up. Later that day, my phone buzzed. A long message from Lena. Then another. Then another. Ethan, I shouldn't have yelled. But you shouldn't have spied. It's your fault we're like this. I miss you. You pushed me away. I'm sorry. Why aren't you answering? I put the phone face down. Emily noticed. Want to step outside? I nodded, following her to the courtyard. She sat beside me on the bench. You don't have to read them, she said. I already did. And she's twisting everything again. Emily tilted her head. Are you going to respond? No. How does that feel? I took a slow breath. Peaceful. She smiled. Then keep choosing peace. Around lunch, Sarah called me. I stared at the screen before answering. Hey, Sarah. Ethan. I'm so sorry. For what? Lena called me last night, she said. She wanted me to lie again. She asked me to say you misunderstood everything. I closed my eyes. She told you that. She said she needed cover, Sarah whispered. I didn't know she'd drag you into this. I'm sorry. It's not your fault, I said. Thank you for being honest. I hope you're okay, she said softly. I will be. After work, I drove back to Michael's place. He sat on the couch as I walked in. You holding up? Trying, I said, dropping into a chair. He handed me water. Lena texted me too. What did she say? That I should tell you to talk to her, he said. I didn't respond. I sighed. She won't stop. She's losing control, he said. People lash out when their lies stop working. I nodded. Ryan isn't answering her either. Michael raised an eyebrow. How do you know? She sent me paragraphs about it. Something about him acting distant. Karma, Michael muttered. I don't want to celebrate it, I said. But I can't pretend it doesn't feel like justice. Michael leaned forward. What do you feel right now? Confused, I said. Sad. Angry. But also proud of myself for once. For what? For not chasing her. For not begging. He smiled. That's a big step. My phone buzzed again. A new message from Lena. I hate being ignored. You're cruel. You're punishing me. Please talk to me. I put the phone aside. Michael watched me carefully. You okay? I nodded. Silence feels powerful. He chuckled. That's what boundaries feel like. I leaned back, closing my eyes. I never had them before. You do now. I opened my eyes slowly. Do you think she'll stop? No, he said honestly. Not until she realizes you're gone for real. I swallowed. I think she already knows. Emily messaged me later that night. Just checking in. Did you eat? I typed back. Yeah. Thanks. She replied. Good. Tomorrow will feel a little easier. I stared at her message for a long moment. A warmth spread through my chest. Not romantic, just human. Someone cared. Someone wanted me okay. Michael walked by. Emily. Yeah. She seems nice. She is, I said. She listens. You deserve people who listen. I nodded. I'm slowly starting to believe that. Before bed, another message from Lena came through. This one was long. Apologies mixed with accusations. Love mixed with bitterness. I never meant to hurt you. You broke us. I still love you. You're abandoning me. You're just like everyone else. I didn't respond. I whispered to myself, I'm choosing me tonight. Michael overheard. Good, he said from the doorway. It's about time. I lay back on the pillow, staring at the ceiling. For the first time in months, my chest didn't feel crushed. The silence around me wasn't lonely anymore. It was healing. And as I closed my eyes, I realized something important. I didn't need Lena's words, her explanations, or her apologies. For the first time, I needed myself. Weeks passed slowly. I signed the divorce papers quietly, numb but not broken. Michael asked if I was sure. I said, yeah, I'm done hurting. And for once, I meant it. At work, Emily stopped by my desk. How are you holding up? Better, I said. Strangely better. She smiled. Healing looks good on you. One evening, Michael walked in holding his phone. You need to hear this, he said. Ryan got back with his girlfriend. I blinked. So he left Lena? Completely, he said. Blocked her everywhere. I breathed out. Karma moves fast. 2 days later, Sarah called. Ethan, she got fired. Fired? I asked. Too many absences. And well, her boss said she wasn't focused. I rubbed my forehead. Thanks for telling me. That night, around 9, someone knocked. Michael looked out the window. It's her. My chest tightened, but differently. Let her in. Lena walked inside with swollen eyes, trembling. Ethan, please can we talk? I stood still. What do you want? She broke immediately. I messed up, she sobbed. Everything fell apart. I stayed silent. She stepped closer. Ryan left me. I lost my job. I can't sleep. I can't breathe. I ruined everything. I swallowed. Why are you telling me? Because you're the only person who ever loved me, she cried. And I threw it away. I looked at her shaking hands. Why now, Lena? She wiped her face. Because I thought he loved me. I thought he'd stay. I thought you'd always be waiting. I'm not, I said softly. She sobbed harder. I know, but please just listen. I cheated. I slept at his place. I flirted. I lied. I hit you. I treated you like garbage. I know all of it. I was selfish. I inhaled slowly. Why admit it now? Because I have nothing left, she whispered. Except regret. Michael started to speak, but I raised a hand. Let me handle this. I sat down, and she sat across from me, eyes red. Ethan, give me another chance. Why? I asked. Because I love you, she cried. Do you? I asked. Or do you just hate losing? She froze. I continued. Where was this love when you slapped me? When you lied? When you walked into Ryan's building wearing his hoodie? She cried again. I was stupid. You were cruel, I said. And I kept forgiving you in my head long after you stopped deserving it. She reached out, but I didn't move. Please, she whispered. I need you. I shook my head. You need someone to save you from the mess you made. That's not love. She dropped her face into her hands. I'm begging you. I looked at her, really looked. The girl I fell in love with wasn't here anymore. And the woman in front of me, she was carrying the weight of her choices. I loved you, I said quietly. More than you loved yourself. She cried again. But I won't love you less than you loved me, I continued. Not anymore. She collapsed onto the floor, sobbing. Please, Ethan. I stood up slowly. My voice came out calm, steady, stronger than I expected. I'm done, Lena. I forgive you, but I'm done. No, she whispered. Please. I walked to the door. Goodbye, Lena. Her voice cracked behind me. Don't leave me alone. I turned slightly. You left me alone long ago. She broke again, her sobs shaking the room. I stepped outside with Michael following quietly. The night felt cool, peaceful. I breathed deeply, and for the first time, it didn't hurt. Michael placed a hand on my back. You okay? I nodded. Yeah, I think I finally am. We stood there for a long moment. Then I whispered, the weight's gone. Warmth settled in my chest. I went to work feeling something close to calm. Emily noticed. You look different, she said. Free? I asked. She smiled. Exactly. She studied me. Did something happen? She came by, I said. Oh, Emily hesitated. How did it go? As well as it could, I answered. She apologized. And you? I let go. Emily smiled. I'm proud of you. Later that day, Michael called. She left, packed a suitcase and drove off. Good, I said. I don't hate her. I just don't want that pain. You sound like a new man, he said. Maybe I am, I said. Or maybe I'm finally myself. After work, I drove to my new apartment, small, quiet mine. I unpacked quietly, silence settling. It felt earned. I looked around the space and whispered, this is the start. Emily texted, hope the day treated you kindly. I replied, it did. Thanks. She sent a smile. As I set my phone down, certainty settled in me. The storm had passed. I survived it, and survival no longer felt like a burden. Finally free. I woke up in my new apartment with a quiet I hadn't felt in years. Not the cold silence I used to dread, but something calm. Something that felt like mine. The divorce was finalized 2 days ago, and instead of feeling broken, I felt steady. I stood by the window and whispered, I made it. At work, Emily caught me staring at my computer screen. You look lighter, she said. I feel lighter, I replied. She smiled. I'm glad. You deserve that. Later at lunch, she asked, does it feel real yet? Being free. Yeah, I said slowly. It feels peaceful. Emily tilted her head. So what now? I don't know, I said. But for the first time, I'm not scared of not knowing. She nodded. That's growth. That evening, when I returned home, a letter waited by my door with Lena's handwriting. My stomach twisted, but I picked it up and opened it. The moment I unfolded the paper, her words spilled out like a confession. Ethan, I ruined the best thing in my life. I didn't know what real love looked like until I lost yours. I'm sorry for everything. I hope you find someone who treats you the way I couldn't. I sat on the couch, staring at the letter, letting the ache move through me. Michael called right then. You get her letter? He asked. Yeah, I said. You okay? I think so. You don't sound shaken. I'm not, I said. Just sad for what could have been, but not sad enough to go back. Michael let out a breath. That's closure, man. Yeah, closure. After we hung up, Emily texted. Dinner tomorrow? You need a break. I smiled at the screen. Yeah, I'd like that. She responded with a small heart emoji. Not romantic, just warm. I kept holding Lena's letter, running my fingers along the edges. It didn't have to end like this, I whispered. But it did. I stood and walked to the small balcony. The city below buzzed with life. I took a deep breath. My phone buzzed again. This time it was Lena. Did you read it? Yes, I typed. Can we talk? No. Talking won't change anything. She typed back quickly. I'm sorry, Ethan. I know. Do you hate me? No. Then why won't you talk to me? Because talking always pulled me back, I said. And I'm not going back anymore. There was a long pause. Then her final message came through. I hope you find happiness. I set the phone down. My chest felt heavy, but it wasn't the painful weight I used to carry. It was a gentle one, like acceptance. Emily texted again. You okay? Yeah, I wrote. Just thinking. About what? About how far I've come. She sent a heart. Proud of you. As the night came in, I put on my shoes and walked through the city. The air was cool, refreshing. Streetlights painted the sidewalks gold as I passed strangers laughing, talking, living. For the first time in a long time, I didn't feel invisible in the world. I felt present. I whispered, sometimes karma isn't loud. Sometimes it's the silence after you stop fighting. The silence around me wasn't empty. It was full of everything I had survived. I walked past a cafe and saw my reflection in the window. Not the same man who cried on the bathroom floor. Not the man begging for love that hurt him. Someone new. Someone stronger. I kept walking. My steps felt steady, like they belonged to someone free. The city lights flickered like they were opening a path just for me. I breathed in the night air and let it settle inside me. I turned down a side street. My phone buzzed again. Emily, you walking again? Be safe. I will, I typed, clearing my head. Tonight, she asked. Tonight I think I just need the city. Fair enough. But don't shut people out. Not everyone wants to hurt you. Her words hit deep. I reached a park and Saturday. Life goes on, I murmured. Eventually, I stood and walked home. When I reached the apartment, I found myself laughing quietly. I'm okay, I said. Saying it out loud felt powerful. Inside, I placed Lena's letter in a drawer, not to revisit, but to remind myself of the man I was becoming. Cars rolled below. I whispered, I survived. Emily texted, good night, Ethan. Good night, Emily. The apartment felt warm. I breathed deeply, the kind of breath that fills your lungs without fear. Tomorrow wasn't guaranteed to be perfect, but it would be mine. And that was enough. I am free.